Hey all, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. It's Joel here. Top domain registrars that I would recommend, and there are 4 providers that I'll be going through in this video. Some of the requirements that I look for in terms of a domain registrar would be that they include free WHOIS protection. So WHOIS protection is just all the information that would appear online about who has registered a domain. And I believe as of 2018 it's been mandatory, but I'm not sure from which providers, but at least I know in the GDPR it's been made mandatory for domains to have their identity removed or the information removed. So regardless, I will be just making sure that the providers that I present this video include that free WHOIS protection. The other thing I'll also be looking for with these providers is that they include free email forwarding. So if you've checked out the last video on setting up a free domain email service, you could see that we actually have an option to use the domain's built-in email forwarding. So some domain registrars include this feature for free, and it's just a handy thing so that you don't have to set up an external service. So that's just something that I look forward in terms of getting the best value out of the domain registrar, and also free domain redirect. So being able to redirect a domain to another. So if it's, for example, a .au domain, wanting it to redirect to the .com.au or vice versa, having it built in is very handy. And the final thing is the pricing. So as long as the pricing is extremely reasonable and industry standard. So the first one is Namecheap. So Namecheap is quite a reputable domain registrar, thousands, hundreds of thousands of domains possibly, with them many TLDs available as well, and the pricing is extremely reasonable. So Namecheap has even 99-cent domains available as well as the last time I checked, and they've included all the other features I've mentioned. Not only that, one of the other benefits with Namecheap is they have uh, account sharing access, so domain sharing access, I mean. So if you're a web design agency or just in general, if you want to share your domain access to another person, you can also do that from their settings. So it's a fairly easy to use control panel as well. And you can see they include the free domain privacy protection and the other features that they give. So Namecheap is an ideal option. The second registrar is Porkbun. So Porkbun, I also have a couple of domains. It's very easy and simple to use with their control panel and everything. And they also offer the WHOIS protection and email forwarding and redirects and such. For email forwarding, they have up to 20 forwards that you can do for free, which is plenty for most businesses. And they have a lot of TLDs now. Porkbun doesn't have the .com.au TLD currently, although Namecheap does. But I'm not sure if it's just my browser issue, but Namecheap, when I searched up a couple of the .com.au domains, it didn't appear. It said it was already registered, even if it wasn't. But just make sure you shop around, see which one's best fit. Porkbun does have good rates for some of the TLDs, and their control panel is fairly simple to use. And they, as I said, they have the WHOIS protection and email forwarding, even domain redirects. But I do prefer the Namecheap control panel. I find it a bit more friendly to use. The other registrar is the Cloudflare registrar. So Cloudflare recently started offering domains to its customers, and it's at cost. So if you're looking for an extremely reasonable rate, I think there is no markup with Cloudflare registrar. It's extremely cheap, and you're getting the best of the Cloudflare DNS management. So with Cloudflare, it's pretty much, you can see their fee type and stuff, and additionally the DNS management, it's all included. But there are a limited number of TLDs that's supported, unlike the other providers. Like for example, the .com.au isn't there. However, the only issue with Cloudflare I'd see, if you purchase a domain using Cloudflare, you have to use the Cloudflare name servers and its DNS management. But you can disable the proxy. However, it's a requirement that you use Cloudflare's DNS management. So that's just one thing to look out for. But other than that, they have all these features, and at the end of the day, Cloudflare has really good DNS hosting and management. So unless you don't want to use that, which I don't see why, maybe some may not want to unless they want to use their own. If it's a larger company like with Route 53 with AWS or another Google DNS or something. But other than that, Cloudflare is a really good option for extremely cheap domains as well. So it's the best value. Now, the final one that I would suggest, and what I personally find really good value with, is 20i. So 20i is a domain registrar, and they also do managed hosting with their own infrastructure based in UK, I believe. But they have extremely reasonable rates for domains. A lot of the domain TLDs I've seen, such as .com.au, are available with 20i. So it's a really good provider in that sense. But the reason I say 20i has best value is their control panel is so easy to use. It's quite straightforward with built-in options available. And the other thing is the free web hosting. So 20i actually offers free website hosting if you use their domain. You just have to use their name servers as well. And it's extremely generous if you just want like an extremely basic website or anything includes the CDN. So you can see there's 10 gigabytes of storage space, free SSL certificate, email included, but the limitation is of 250 megabytes monthly bandwidth, so that's the only con. However, there are no ads or anything, so if you need something with extremely like a website that's going to have extremely minimal traffic, it's a no-brainer to go with 20i. And the other best benefit that I would say compared to the other providers about 20i is free email. So you can actually get access to 10 gigabytes of email storage per mailbox, and you get 100 free mailboxes when you have your domain with 20i. So that means one for each email that you use. And if you see my previous video on the free email setup, instead of using email forwarding service, the dedicated one, you can just use the built-in one with 20i. And also, instead of relying on SMTP relay that has limitations and quotas, you can use the one with 20i, which I found to be exceptional. They use their own relay, and I have constantly received 10 out of 10 mail testing scores. So that means their services and emails are well maintained. So that's why I find 20i to be the best value, especially with their pricing comparatively to other providers. They do have good deals, reasonable pricing, but most of all, the free mailboxes makes up for it if you want to get the free mail service from them. And I believe you don't have to use their name servers if you want free mailboxes. You can use it with any DNS provider as well, as long as you just add their MX records and the other records that it asks for. But I have found best value with 20i in terms of domains. So if you're looking for a domain registrar and you want to actually share access, if you're a web designer and such, I would suggest to go with Namecheap. If you just want cheap domains or good value out of them in terms of pricing, I would suggest Porkbun or Namecheap as well, and even highly Cloudflare. And if you're going to be using Cloudflare for DNS management anyway, and with shared access and stuff, Cloudflare Registrar is a no-brainer, especially when it looks like the domains are selling out at cost to them. So it's extremely good value. And finally, if you're a business that just wants to have somewhere to go to buy domains of any TLD, I know 20i has a lot of TLDs available, as I said, like .com.au and all of that extremely good rates, with all the other requirements matching, like WHOIS Protection, free email forwarding, free domain redirects and such. But on top of that, the best benefit of hosting, if you ever need it, it's not really worth it if you have a business website that gets enough traffic. But for something simple and small, their free hosting would do. But best of all, the email, the 10 gigabytes of mailbox, and you can set it up with hundred emails, but with 10 gigabyte storage each, which is plenty enough until you switch to a dedicated service. So that's why I would suggest 20i. And the final thing about 20i I want to say is their support has been fabulous. Whether it's through live chat or tickets, their response times, for me at least, have usually been less than 30 minutes, even quicker. So that's something if you want to consider when you get a domain, feel free to check out 20i. I'll put affiliate links down below, so try to help the channel if you can through using those links when you purchase. It won't cost you anything extra. But if you have any other video ideas, feel free to let me know. I'll be releasing something about hosting or shared hosting, reseller hosting, website design, agency content soon as well. So just stay tuned and let me know of any content ideas. And I hope this helped. Thanks guys. Bye.